So, Torah Lamed Aleph 31, Amrule, they told him, same wise guys to Rabbi Yoshua ben Hanania, Itlan Bera Bedavra, we have a house in the field. Aile Lemata, bring it back to the city, bring it to the city. Can you help us to move our house to the city? Aite Pare, I don't know what's that. Pare Subin. So he told them, bring me Subin. How you said Subin?
Fibers.
Fibers. Bring me fibers.
Wheat fibers.
Shedaleu, and they told him, made me a robe from fibers. Alright, maybe a robe from fibers, from Subin. Shadaleu, they brought it to him, they gave it to him. Amar Leu, so he told them, If sheli li chavle de pare. Make that, they brought the fibers and then he told them, make a rope from those fibers to me. Af sheli li chavle de pare. Ve'aile, and I'm going to bring it to the city, no problems.
Wheat husks.
Wheat husks?
Wheat husks. See, bring those wheat husks.
Wheat husks. It's not canvas, it's wheat husks. Amrule, so they told him, Umi'ika de mifshal chavle mi pare. Can you make a rope out of wheat husks? Amar Leu, so he answered to them, Umi'ika de maiti bera medavra lemata. But can you? So, if you're asking me if you can make a rope out of that, so the question is on you. Can you move the house from the field to the city? No. If you're going to make me a rope out of those fibers, very weak ones, so, alright, I'm going to pull your house. He said we cannot. He told him, I cannot do that also. Rashi is explaining the pare subin, that wheat husks. Asuli chevel misubin, make me a rope out of that wheat husks. Ve'im en atem osim she'elati, and if you're not doing what I told you to do, afani lo eseh she'elatchem. I'm also not gonna do what you asked me to do. He had a very, very strong sense of humor of Yoshua ben Hanania. Shon Rabbeinu zichrono livracha. Now Rabbeinu is saying to us, Tzedaka Charity, hi bechinot hagalgalim. It's aspects of wills. Kema'amar chachamenu zichronam livracha. Like that Rabotenu said in the Gemara in Masechet Shabbat, Ki biglal hadavar hazeh, because of that thing, this is the verse, and what they learned from that verse, Ki biglal hadavar hazeh, because of that thing, galgalhu hachozer ba'olam. It's a will that goes back in the world. They learned biglal hadavar hazeh, because of that thing, means that he was donating, he gave charity, he gave tzedakah, and because of that, and the word biglal, it's like the word galgal. The word because, it's written like the word will. Will. So actually, because of that thing, so Rabotenu learned that actually it's a result. Because that you gave, it's going to come back to your hands. It's a will that comes back in the world. ובשביל זה, and this is why, יש בה 6 brachot, it got 6 blessings in that, in charity. ו11 brachot, and also 11 blessings in charity. The person that is donating, that is giving tzedakah, he's being blessed in 6 blessings, and also in 11 blessings. כמו שאמרו רבותינו זיכרונם לברכה, like that it's written in the Gemara in Baba Batra, Anoten pruta le'ani, a person that gives a coin, means money, to a poor person, mitbarech b'shesh brachot. He's going to be blessed in 6 blessings. Every amount of money. There's no difference. 1 coin, $1 million, the same, maybe it's going to be, every bracha going to contain more. But it's those 6 brachot, that everyone that donates as much as he can, he is receiving those 6 blessings. But v'hamefaiso bidvarim, the one that is pleasing him with words, that is also a certain kind of charity, that he cares about him, that he loves him, that he supports him, that he listens to him. Mitbarech be'achatesre brachot. He is being blessed in 11 blessings, a lot more. Keneged shiv'a kochvei lechet. וכנגד 12 מזלות. I said כנגד. Corresponding to 7 כוכבי לכת, stars, planets, וכנגד 12 מזלות, and corresponding to 12 zodiac signs, constellations. כי הצדקה, because charity, מנהגת כל גלגלי הרקיע, because charity, it runs all wheels of heaven, of the sky. בבחינות, in aspects of what it's written in Mishlei, דרך הנשר בשמיים, the way of eagle in the sky. The Zohar is explaining, Nesher da rachameh, that eagle, it's mercy. Hainu tzedaka, means charity. וזה שאמר שמואל, and this is what the Shmuel said in the Gemara Masechet Brachot, Nehirin li shvilin derakia, I'm aware, well aware to the paths in the sky, ki shvilin de nehar de'ai, like the paths, like the ways of the city Nehar de'ai, that he was a doctor in that city. A doctor in those days, it's like an ambulance driver in those days, a cab driver. He's going, he knows all of the houses, all of the entrances, so he for sure knew the city, and he said that he knows the paths of sky, of heaven, the same. Ainu kishvilin, so why he said kenehar da'eh, of that city Nehar da'eh, Ainu kishvilin din hore de'ah, like the paths of the ones that are nehore de'ah. What is nehore de'ah? That their wisdom is illuminating, means that they are kind, that they're wise, that they're open-minded, that they mamash can see and to feel the lackings of their friends, and for the poor people, their mind is open to observe and to see everything. Bechinot tzedaka rachameh, an aspect of charity, of mercy. V'ikar harachamim, and the main kind of mercy, al yedei hadat, is by wisdom. When Rabbeinu is saying v'ikar harachamim al yedei hadat, that the main mercy is by wisdom, actually it means hafatza. It means shut. It means hafatza. It means that you should go and to give other people the knowledge that you have, things and advice that save your life. This is the main thing that you can give someone else. If now you're going to give someone 1,000 shekels, it's a big charity, it's a big tzedakah to give someone 1,000 shekels from your income. It's a huge amount of money. Great. How much time are you going to enjoy from that amount of money? 1 week. It's going to be enough for him for 1 week to pay his electric bill. What else? This is it. This is where your charity stopped somehow. But when you're giving him a book that costs 25 shekels, and in that book there are advice that's going to build that person's life, that charity never going to stop. And that 25 shekels worth more than that 1,000 shekels. If you're going to be wise, you're going to spend 1,000 shekels on Hafatza. But those 25 shekels alone are more important than 1,000 shekels in another situation. It doesn't mean that you shouldn't do that. It can be that tefillin is higher mitzvah than tzitzit. We don't know. It can be. We don't know the importance of each mitzvah and mitzvah. We're keeping all of them. Exactly like that about charity. There are kinds of charity, but it doesn't mean that you should drop one of them and do only the other. You're not allowed to be cruel if you see someone that's hungry, someone that needs. Of course you need to give them. But as a way of thinking, as a way of building yourself and thinking in what to donate, in what to invest, the main thing to invest is on Hafatza. Distribute the light of real Torah, not yoke of Torah to let people crush under the huge weight of all of the... It's very heavy, think about it. Put now on someone all of the Chumash, and then the Nevi'im, put it on his back, and then put all of the Mishnayot, and you have to understand it, so you need to put another, the Bartenura, and the Tosfot Yom Tov, and then minimum. And then you have to, or maybe even the Rambam's explanations. Then you have to give him the Gemara, so put all of the Shas, and if he needs art scroll, so we killed him. So it's very heavy. So first of all, you have to give the person strength, abilities to accept. Even small amount can kill a person. If you're going to try to take a little baby and to give him a very small amount of meat, and to drink only mamash a sip of wine, it can kill him. For him it's poison. Even a very, very small amount of something that for you it's good, for him it's dangerous because he doesn't have the abilities. This is why you should give something like those holy books of Garden of Faith, Garden of Peace, all of those forest fields, the books that talks to the neshama, to the soul of the person, to give him more strength and happiness and joy and will, to wake up his will, to look, to search for Hashem Yitbarach, to talk with Hashem Yitbarach on his difficulties. And by that, you're building that person. Don't worry, he himself in the future is going to take more things and more things on himself. And it's all going to be your merit also. But if you now are going to try to force him, do this and do that, and why are you not doing that and this? Are you crazy? You're dropping this and that. You killed him. And you can kill a whole family. And who knows what's going to be the consequences of something like that. So, ומה שחסר מהברכות, and what that is missing from the brachot. Yes, I'm just trying to understand what Rabbeinu is talking about. Also, in the beginning we said 6 and 11, and then Rabbeinu said 7 planets and 12
constellations.
Those ones. So this is now Rabbeinu is explaining ומה שחסר מהברכות, what that missed from the blessings, הלא היה צריך להיות 7 ברכות. It was supposed to be 7 blessings ו12 ברכות and 12 blessings. So what's with that one and that one? Another one for charity, for money, and one for supporting and smiling to a friend. ולפי הגמרא, and by the Gemara, מהנותן והמפייס, אין כאן, from the one that is giving and from the one that is appeasing, אין כאן רק 17 ברכות. There are only 17 instead of 19. Da. So you should know. Rabbeinu is explaining. Shlemut HaGalgalim, the way of completing the wheels. Shlemut HaTzedaka, the main way of completing charity. Eino Ela B'Shabbat. It is only in Shabbos. This is how you can complete charity. And the wheels. וזה, and this is what it's written in the Gemara Masechet Ta'anit, Shemesh b'Shabbat, the sun in Shabbos, tzedakah la'aniyim, it's charity for the poor people. Hainu hatzedakah means that the tzedakah, the charity, en la shlemut or, it doesn't have all of the light that it's supposed to have, ela al yedei Shabbat, just only in Shabbos. Al Yedei Shabbat me'ira kashemesh. By Shabbos, the charity is illuminating like the sun. Bivchinot, in aspects of what it's written, Shemesh Tzedaka, son of charity. B'zeh shemasmich hatana, and this is why the Tana is writing in the beginning of Masechet Shabbat, Yetziot HaShabbat. How do you say Yetziot?
What was that? Expenses.
No. Going out of Shabbat. Exits of Shabbat. 2 she'en 4. 2 that there are 4. V'samich le, and the next Mishnah. Listen, it's written in the beginning of the Mishnah that those exits of Shabbat. It's good. It's 2 that they are 4. So how many he had? 2. Those are the 2 that we will lack of. 2 shen 4. 2 that they are 4. So those 2 becomes to be 4. So we got those 2 that we will lack of. And the next part of that Mishnah is Pashat Ani, the poor person, and now the explanation of how those exits are happening is the example that they took is charity. That there is a rich person that is the balabait, that is inside the house, and the poor person is outside, and he is extending his hand and asking for charity. So now by that charity, they're explaining those 2 that were missing to us. By charity. That the way of completing charity is in Shabbos. It's the beginning of Masechet Shabbat, rules of Shabbat, halachot shelichot Shabbat.
What is means Yetziot Shabbat?
Yetziot Shabbat, it's to go out from one place to another place in Shabbat, from Rashut HaYachid to Rashut HaRabim, from your own house to the street. That it's when it's allowed, when it's not allowed.
Heading through a window.
כי עיקר התנוצצות אור הצדקה ושלמותה, because the main way that the light of charity is gonna glow, gonna spark, ושלמותה, and be complete, אינה אלא בשבת. It's only by Shabbos. כי עיקר חשיבות הצדקה, because the main importance of charity היא האמונה. It's the faith. בבחינות, in aspects of what it's written, והאמין בהשם וחשביה לו לצדקה. That when a person believes in Hashem Yitbarach, Hashem counts that as charity. Like that he was donating money. Also, like that he was giving faith to other people. By what? By the fact that you're going to walk with your faith, that you're going to believe in Hashem Yitbarach. ושבת היא אמונה, and Shabbos, it's faith, שמאמין בחידוש העולם, that you believe that Hashem Yitbarach is renewing the world, ובייחודו, and that He is one, that everything is one with Hashem. ואמונה and faith היא מקור הברכות, it's source of all blessing, בבחינות, in aspects of what it's written, איש אמונות, רב ברכות, a man of faith, Rav Dror, he's got a lot of blessings, bivchinot, in an aspect of what it's written. Vayvarech Elokim et Yom HaShevi'i, that Hashem is blessing the 7th day. Ve'ein shlemut le'abrachot, and there is no perfection to the blessings. Ela עד שיקבלו ממקור הברכות, just only after they're going to receive from the source of all blessings. בשביל זה כתיב בהם, and because of that it's written on them, 6 ברכות ו11, only 6 and 11, and not 7 and 12, להורות, to show, שאין להם שלמות, that they are not perfect yet. וזה שאמרו חכמינו זיכרונם לברכה. And this is what the Rabbotenu said in the Gemara Masechet Brachot. Ba David ve'emidan al 11. Came David and established all Torah and mitzvot on 11 commandments, on 11 rules. Ba Yeshaya, came Yeshaya ve'emidan al 6, and established them on 6. That 11 came back again, and that 6 came back again. Ba Chavakuk, came Chavakuk, Ve'emidan al Emunah, and established all Torah and mitzvot on one, that it's faith. That it's written, B'tzadik, Be'emunato, Yichyeh. That the righteous man gonna live according to his faith. Lehorot, to teach us, She'en shlemut lehada'at, that there is no perfection to the wisdom, Shehu HaTorah, that it's the Torah, Ve'en shlemut lagalgalim, and there is no perfection to the wheels, Ela al yedei emunah, just only by faith. means that if the person is religious, it's like that it's not perfect. I was careful enough, politically correct. It's not perfect if you don't have faith. Actually, you don't have nothing. Vegalgal hayomi, and the will of the daily will, the will, cycle.
Wheel or cycle.
Will is right, so
You can do something by yourself also. You understand what I'm talking about. So, in that, בגלגל היומי, I jumped one line. גם שמה, also over there, שמצינו גבי גלגלים, that we found, that we understood about the
wheels or cycles.
wheels, cycles, maybe I
Cycles,
use that, cycles,
Yeah.
wonderful. שעיקר הליכתם, that the main way that they are going is ממערב למזרח, from the west to the east. וגלגל היומי, and the daily cycle, מכריח אותם, is forcing them ממזרח למערב, from the east to the west. זה הדבר מצינו גבי צדקה. The same thing we found also about charity. מזרח, the east, זה בחינות הנותן צדקה. It's an aspect of the one that donate for charity. בבחינות, in aspects of ממזרח אבי זרעך. From the east I'm going to bring your seed. So you see, this is very important because by pshat, zera, seed, it's food. But actually that promise, ממזרח אבי זרעך, is from the east I'm going to bring your seed, means your child, your kids. Means that this is hafatza. This is that more important charity that we were talking about. That a person, how you can bring someone from the exiles with money, by donating money for him over there, you're just going to stay there if you're going to give him money to spend over there. So you have to pull him by the other kind of charity, that it's the distribution of light, means to teach him faith. And by that you can bring him from the east, you can bring him back to Eretz Israel, that calls Ma'arava, to the west, to Eretz Israel. On that, the verse is saying, Ki lo yidach mimeno nidach, that HaKadosh Baruch Hu will not going to leave no Jew in the exile. No Jew going to stay over there. No Israeli person going to stay in the exile. No one. And we have to know that. And not to be ready to accept Mashiach until that the last Jew is here. It's like a train. And our job that have to go somewhere. And our job is to hold the train back in the train station. We're holding the doors open and we're not letting it go. And if it needs to go, we're going down from the train. We're not going nowhere without a brother, without a sister. We're not going nowhere until HaKadosh Baruch Hu is bringing all Am Yisrael to Eretz Yisrael. All of Am Yisrael. How can it be a salvation if your family are not with you to celebrate? Which salvation is it? If your brothers are not here with you, it's not a salvation, it's Holocaust. The one that been saved from the Holocaust, you could see them. They were suffering more than the ones that died in the Holocaust. You can call it life after the Holocaust. It's not life. All full with anxieties and traumas and death was in the camps was better for them than to live after. A lot of people went crazy, mamash, because of freedom, because of food that they received after. Why? Because to be torn from your family, from your friends, it's not a salvation at all. It's not a Geulah at all. And if there is one Jew that is still in the exile, we're waiting. We have time. If HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants to bring everyone fast, so he can do that. It's his job. It's his abilities. It's not ours. Our job is to bring another one, and another one, and another one, and another one, until the last one. Until the last one. And the proof for that, it's a little bit hard to hear, but the proof for that, we can learn it also from the Sitra Achra, from the Yetzer Hara. In the Holocaust, the damned Nazis, they were chasing even after people that were third generation out of Judaism. Means someone that by the halakha, you can call him Christian. By the halakha, the Judaism reject that person and saying he's not a Jew. He's born from a Christian mother, a father he was Jew. 2 generations after, even after 1 generation, the halakha is saying that he's not a Jew anymore. But the Sitra Achra, the devil, the Yetzer Hara, were looking for even that. It means that those people also contain the Kedusha of Judaism. Even that they are not being called Jews by the halakha, still they contain Kedusha. If not, the Sitra Achra wouldn't have no reason to kill them. It means that the soul of a Jew is still burning inside, still lighting inside, still illuminating those people, even that you cannot call them a Jew by the book, by the halakha. From that we should learn the importance of even the farthest people from Am Yisrael. The ones that you have family that went to Australia and he married someone over there and this is it, now he's got sons. You need to go after that family also. You need to find ways that they're going to convert, that they're going to do giyur. You have to talk with them. You're not allowed to drop no neshama. No neshama. Who are we to decide that neshama, all right, he didn't want to listen to the voice of Hashem. Are you better than him? Mashiach ben David going to come in a generation that the people are going to be all zakaim. What is it, zakai? Righteous. How can it be? How Mashiach, in the first generation, when there was Abraham, Yitzchak, Yaakov, say in the next generation, you had the Tanaim, Amoraim, or Moshe Rabbeinu. Why my Borei Olam didn't brought Mashiach in that generation? We were a lot closer to be righteous in those generations than today. Look at us today. But we're getting closer to the days of Mashiach, so how can it be? If the generation is going down, and Mashiach is getting closer, and the generation is supposed to be righteous, zakai, innocent, how can it be? It means that you cannot judge no one in this generation. And this is how he comes out clean from Judgment Day. Because you cannot blame him in nothing. How are you going to blame an 11 years old boy that walks in the streets of New York that he's not connected to Judaism? That he's not going to put tefillin when he's going to be 13? Based on what you're going to blame him? On what you're going to judge him? You cannot judge him. So he's innocent. If he's innocent, Mashiach can come. And it all depends in our good eyes. Because HaKadosh Baruch Hu, if Borei Olam going to save the world, he could do that already a lot of years before. He can do it. The game wouldn't be fair. It's fair only when we're going to bring the salvation, when we're going to bring the Geulah. Borei Olam is listening to us. When we're judging in a positive way, when we're looking in the right way, only on the good points, and judging everyone to kaf zchut, that everyone are innocent, that everyone are good and pure, and they just don't know. This is how that HaKadosh Baruch Hu is leading the world after it. In the house of Mordechai in Chernobyl, when a baby was falling and crying, all of the family members, everyone would say, oh, the baby is crying. Even if it wasn't such a big deal, nothing happened, just whining now. Everyone would run. Rav Mordechai in Chernobyl was dropping everything and running. No, the baby, the grandson is crying. Why? They wanted to teach HaKadosh Baruch Hu how you should treat Am Yisrael. The importance of Am Yisrael. No, he's crying. There is nothing more important than that. HaKadosh Baruch Hu is Melech Asur Berehatim. He's a king that is bound to the thoughts of Am Yisrael. If you don't have faith that HaKadosh Baruch Hu loves you, HaKadosh Baruch Hu can never show you His love. But if you're counting on Hashem, Hashem going to be with you in the most crazy situations of your life. Because you're counting on Him. So Hashem Yitbarach, He is forced to be a king like that. That's going to crown only after that we're going to crown Him. He's going to rule only after we're going to crown Him. Rav Shalom said once that he is teaching HaKadosh Baruch Hu how to lead Am Yisrael with faith. It's written in the Gemara. It's not crazy ideas of Breslev. It's written. Tzaddik, there is a verse that is saying Tzaddik Moshe Lirat Elokim, that Tzaddik is controlling on the Yira of Elokim, and the Gemara is asking the explanation on that verse, and it's written that HaKadosh Baruch Hu is saying, who is Moshel bi? Me Moshel bi. Who is ruling on me? Tzaddik, the righteous man. When Moshe Rabbeinu is standing and praying to HaKadosh Baruch Hu to cancel the decrees, he's forcing HaKadosh Baruch Hu to cancel the decrees. And HaKadosh Baruch Hu have to say, Salachti kidvarecha, I forgive them because of your words, like that you taught me, like that you told me. V'ish chacham yechaperenu. HaKadosh Baruch Hu is waiting that gonna be a righteous man, that's gonna be pure enough and good enough, like David HaMelech, that he was tov enaim, that he had good eyes, means judging everything in a positive way, that he gonna break the vow of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, the neder, the shvuah, the oath that HaKadosh Baruch Hu said that he is exiling them, and this is it. So he needs someone to break his neder, someone that's gonna break his vow. The ish chacham, a wise person, gonna break it. Yechaperena. He's gonna find an opening, a path for HaKadosh Baruch Hu to break his vow, to break his neder. It's our job to be positive like that, to wait, and not to continue until someone else is gonna come, and another one, and another one. This is first grade, kindergarten. Always, only introductions. If you have your abilities, you have more hours to the Seder. You can sit and learn Zohar Kadosh, you can learn all Shas, finish all Shas, you can learn all of them Farshim, Shulchan Aruch, wonderful. In the Shiur that we're learning faith, we're learning that we need to believe in Hashem Yitbarach. That this is an obligation even for all 70 nations. That we all have to wait and to believe in Hashem Yitbarach, and until that it's going to be like that, well, Mashiach doesn't have what to do. People are waiting that Mashiach going to come. When he's going to come, it's going to be a disgrace. It's going to be a disgrace. If you're going to come now, it's going to be a disgrace, because the truth is going to be revealed. They're going to show you where you're holding in Avodat Hashem. We want Mashiach to come and going to be able to reveal His mercy, to reveal His kindness, to believe, to reveal His wisdom. So for that, we want all of Am Yisrael to be here, to accept that, to enjoy from that. There is a midrash that is saying that when Mashiach going to come, first of all, He's going to save all Jews that are in Am Yisrael. And then He's going to go to help the ones that in the exile, outside of Eretz Yisrael. But meanwhile, the ones that were in Eretz Yisrael going to grow so much and going to develop so much that the ones that are going to come from the exile are going to be embarrassed from them. We don't want that. We don't want that. You want them to embarrass from you? You want them to think that you're better than them? Why? We want them to feel the best, to come. This is why we're waiting. We don't want to develop nowhere. Chut shel Chesed, Shmuel HaNavi 30 in Jerusalem, not going nowhere. 4th floor, we're going to learn here standing, no problem. It's not going to be enough seats, we're going to stand, no problem. I'm going to stand with you. In the generation of Rabban Gamliel, people were learning Torah while they were standing. We're going to bring that generation back. We're going to stand, learn Torah b'Amidah. More people are going to be able to enter the class, to stand and learn Torah. Nowhere to rush. Want the salvation? Where want the salvation? Rabbi Natan said, my Mashiach already came. Mashiach is here between us. If you can see us, everyone going to look at himself. Sitting here in Chut shel Chesed, Yeshiva, in Eretz Yisrael, learning Torah. Mashiach is here. He's already here. In the days of Mashiach, it's 40 years. Mashiach going to walk between us for 40 years. Rav Shalom said that the 40 years already started. When that wise priest Philip from South Africa came to Eretz Yisrael and kissed the hands of Rav Shalom, and Rav Shalom said that now you can see the beginning of the salvation, that the nations are canceling, surrendering themselves to the Kedusha, to Am Yisrael. He said in the Shiur, when the priest Philip was here in Eretz Yisrael, in the yeshiva, in Shabbat, he said, now you can say for sure that the days of Mashiach already started. Now we have 40 years. We have 40 years to bring all Jews to Eretz Yisrael. All Jews to bring them to Eretz Yisrael. That none of them going to feel connected to something over there. We're going to help them. And give them another advice, another smile, another hug. Going to show them the importance of Eretz Yisrael, of being here with us, supports us and helps us. And then they're all going to come. No Jew, he is refusing to receive the good, to attach himself to the good. Just he doesn't know what's good and what's bad. This is it. He thinks that this is good, to be over there and to work and to succeed and to be rich. And this is what that he feels. This is what that he knows. You cannot rebuke him. You cannot criticize him at all. You just need to understand him. And if you want to help him, so it's written, Ta'amur ukitov Hashem. Let him taste. And then he's going to feel that Hashem is good. Just by saying to him, look, Hashem is good, you have to serve him. It's not taught, it's not his language. You're not penetrating into his place at all. This is why you need to let him taste something from Itbodedut. Then you're going to say, wow, look, there's something in it. A little bit of Torah. And you're going to say, wow, it's interesting. It's interesting. My family was so against learning Torah and all of those things that it was for them, it was mamash. Not allowed, it was bad thing. But after a while, when I told you that I was sitting with my family, aunts and cousins, and after my grandfather passed away 3 years ago or so, from the first Shabbos, they started to make Kiddush in my grandfather's house, always, from that day. And they didn't know nothing, and of course, we never had Kiddush in our house, never. And we were eating over there every Friday night, but never was a Kiddush. Only after that he passed away, my father woke up to do that Kiddush. So my aunt, 2 days ago, she's telling me, but we're also doing Kiddush every Friday. I started to laugh, Mama. She told me, you're doing Kiddush, tell me about it. I know I'm doing Kiddush. You're doing Kiddush because I'm talking for 10 years with my father about subjects of Kedusha. I'm not doing no Kiddush. Maybe I'm not coming, but I'm doing Kiddush over there. It's me that's doing the Kiddush over there, every Friday. They're not doing no Kiddush. They don't know how to do no Kiddush. But because of another conversation, and another word, and another Torah that I came during the Shiva and gave it mamash with patience, and let them laugh, and let them talk, and let them relax themselves, and then saying another wise thing that they're going to taste and see that it's good, Hashem. And then it's opened their mind that also Kiddush is something that you can do, and it's good, and now they're doing Kiddush. They need to understand. With patience, you can work. Without patience, you cannot work. You cannot achieve nothing. The last Torah that Rabbeinu said, Rabbi Natan said that on the deathbed of Rabbeinu when he was lying, one time Rabbi Natan came to him and Rabbeinu told him, Pavole, Pavole, slowly, slowly. And Rabbi Natan said that was the last Torah that Rabbeinu said in this world, and that Torah is covering, going on all of other Torah that Rabbeinu said all of his life. That actually the meaning of Rabbeinu was to say, if you want to keep my advice of all of the Torah, do it slowly, slowly. Take it easy, slowly, slowly. Belachatz oyev. In stress, the enemy is over there. No, what I'm going to do soon, it's Shabbos, and this, and that. Relax. Even if it's Shabbos, it's better that you're going to break one Shabbos, and by that you're going to have the ability to keep a lot more Shabbos in the future. But if now you're not going to break it, it's going to break you. And you will not going to have the will. And Shabbat going to be a disaster for you and for your wife. This is why it's not allowed to rebuke no one. This is why you're not allowed to rebuke your wife even when she's breaking Shabbos. Even if she's breaking Shabbos, you're not allowed to imagine to yourself that you know something in this world and that you're allowed to offend someone's feelings. In Breslev, we're not saying no bad comments. And a lot of times, students from the class is coming to me and telling me, we need to do this, we need to do that. Rav, let's pray on all of those wonderful ideas. I'm with you. But if you want me to go and rebuke someone and to talk to someone, I cannot. It's not our way. It's not the Breslev way. Breslev way, Rav Shalom taught us. When he was young and he came to the house of Rav Berland, and the Rabbanit, the wife of Rav Berland, was served food and was bread in that food. They never told him to make Netilat Yadayim, to wash his hands before the Seudah. And after a while that Rav Shalom learned that you should wash your hands to do Netilat Yadayim, he asked Rav Berland, why you haven't told me that you need to do Netilat Yadayim? I would do. Why you never told me? So he told him, in Breslev, we're not saying no bad comments. Today you learn, so from now on you can do Netilat Yadayim. Wonderful. If you're sitting and learning halakha, you're allowed to learn halakha. But to think that it's your job to teach him what you're allowed to do, what you're not allowed to do, you know how you're going to reject him? You know what can reject that person? You can never tell. The best advice that you can have can reject a person. The best advice that you can tell him, listen, it's going to save your life. For him, it can be a threat. You can never know what is threatening him, from what he is afraid, what his life story. You can never tell. This is why you should smile to everyone and to love everyone. And this is for sure not going to offend no one. But if he's offended from that, so it's his problem. What can you do? Rav Shalom said once to one of the mefitzim that goes and knock on doors that they should guard their eyes. And after mamash, and not to look at women at all, even if it's bothering those women, that they feel that they're not being respected, that they're not receiving honor, respect from that. Why not looking at me? Women can invent a lot of crazy ideas. Maybe I'm impure. Why not looking at me? Crazy ideas. It's not a reason, but they can feel bad with themselves and to think that you're thinking those thoughts. It's happening a lot. So one of the Avrechim came back to Arav and told him, Arav, I was in the house. That woman, she started to scream. There were two mefitzim in that house. They were knocking on the door. There were two women, partners that were renting that house. They knocked on the door, started to do afatzah. And one of them started to scream on that mefitz, why he's not looking at her? Why are you not honoring me? Why are you not looking at me? And she's screaming at him, screaming and screaming, and he is not lifting his eyes from the floor. But his friend, from all of the stress, he didn't want to make her crazy, so he started to look at her. He was afraid, he was intense, so he started to look at her. And she's talking and screaming on both of them, and screaming and screaming. In the end, that woman went down so much to become so relaxed and cool, and she started to talk with that Avrech, the one that was guarding the eyes, and he was convincing her to buy the book, and she bought the book. After it, during the conversation, the other friend tried to say one word, and he said something just to support the friend's words, the one that was guarding the eyes. The one that was opening the eyes, he tried to say one word. She started to scream at him again. So he said, why are you screaming at me? We got to the place of peace, everything. Why are you screaming at me? She said, because he was guarding his eyes and you were not. Because that he was guarding his eyes, so I realized that he's truth. And you're a liar that you opened your eyes. If you know that you're not allowed, if you're talking about truth, if you're talking about Torah, you're talking about rules of Torah, you need to back yourself up. You have to be straight. If you're saying that something is wrong, you're not allowed to do that. You have to be straight. So even if a person is going to be offended from the fact that you're guarding your eyes, let him be. It's not your job to please him. It's your job to keep the rules of the Torah, to smile to everyone, to tell her, of course, I'm not coming to offend you. I have my reasons. If you want, I can explain to you. I'm a very sick person. I have a lot of issues, problems. I have to guard my eyes. I'm sorry. It's the truth. I want to respect your husband. If I'm going to look at you, I'm not going to respect him anymore. He's my brother, and I want to respect him. This is why I'm closing my eyes. It's the truth. I have to. It's written that when a person is looking on a woman that she's not modest, on the spot there is kitrug, bad words being said on that woman, and she gonna be damaged, punished, because that you looked at her, because she caused you a damage, so now she deserves a damage, punishment. So she's gonna be punished. But if you're not looking at her, means that she's modest, because of that, she's gonna receive a hirur tshuva, thoughts of tshuva. If you're guarding, watching your eyes and not looking at women, they're gonna do tshuva because of that. They're gonna develop that will to be more modest and more modest. And if you're looking at her, she feels beautiful, means kitrug. The Yetzer Hara makes her crazy to think that she needs to do that more and more. And from heaven they're increasing the Yetzer Hara on her. Because that you're looking at her. This is the reason that you should guard your eyes. Another reason to guard your eyes. Seek and mercy. So, wonderful. I love you very much. You should know that really. You're very sweet, you're very nice, you're very quiet, you're listening very much. A+, everyone go, A+ today, we got A+. Thank you.